All right. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I hope that you're not sick of me yet. Can you guys hear me? No, okay. All right, that better? Okay. We're talking about the Dominican Republic today. Now, if you're looking at that country, you're probably not doing the same thing I did, and Holly said that I didn't have to tell you guys this, but I really feel like I do need to tell you guys this because it just shows you how my brain doesn't usually work. I have had it in my head for about the last couple of weeks that we were going to do the Dominican Republic this Sunday, and I got halfway through my research and I was knee-deep in the politics of the Dominican Republic, which was, you know, a lot. It's a lot. And I realized something, and that was when I started putting the PowerPoint together, I realized that it shouldn't be surrounded by water. It should be surrounded by other Central American countries, and it was at that point that I realized that the country I was supposed to be researching was Honduras, and I was doing the Dominican Republic. So our boxes did not go to the Dominican Republic. Somebody's boxes in 2020 did, just not Niagara Alliance's. And clearly it was the spirit at work because next week we are having a sermon straight from the Dominican Republic. So I guess it's about time that we learn a little bit about it. Even if it was supposed to be Honduras. I'm not good at geography unless, you know, there's a specific time period in a specific part of the world that I'm good at geography, and we're not going to talk about that because we'll be up here all day. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about the Dominican Republic is that in 1492, that's where Columbus landed. And if you would all look to your right or your left and look at the dreary, wonderful rain that we have going on today, just for a second, I'm going to take you on vacation. So Gabe, can you show us a little bit of the Dominican Republic real quick? Let's go on vacation. Let's enjoy the beautiful, sunny, the ocean side, you know. The temperature there ranges in like the mid-80s, and it's usually really humid, so for those of us with curly hair, it would be terrible because our hair would just be gigantic. But, you know, if we go to the next slide, Gabe, Danny could maybe enjoy the wildlife. We could hang out at a nice resort, get a good tan, just have some fun. I think we've got one more for vacation. Yeah, we could see some nice, beautiful waterfalls. And then go ahead, Gabe, let's sit on the last one. Welcome to the Dominican Republic. It looks beautiful. I want you to know that I did that on purpose because the history of the Dominican Republic is not as pretty as the island nation is. From 1492, when Columbus landed there and made it a Spanish colony, it stayed that way until 1861. From that point, there was nothing but political strife in that country to the point where at 1866, they actually asked Spain to become a colony again so they could sort everything out. Once they did and they became their own nation again, they went through a stint of a bunch of their political leaders being assassinated just about every 6 years. To the point where in the late 1950s and 60s, the American government actually stepped in, put into place the government, helped them sort everything out, and that was not necessarily well received, but that was the best the Dominican Republic's economy ever did. So, when I tell you that they had it rough for a while there, I am not kidding. They currently have 4 main political parties: the Social Christian Reformist Party, the Social Democratic Dominican Revolutionary Party, the Dominican Liberation Party, and in 2014, the Modern Revolutionary Party was created as a faction of the Dominican Revolutionary Party and became the opposing political party almost instantly, to the point where in 2020, their president that they elected came from that party. Now, just want to know if any of these things sound familiar about the government of the Dominican Republic. It is a representative democracy, or a democratic republic, with 3 branches of power: executive, legislative, judicial. The president heads the executive branch. Then they have Congress, who appoints their cabinet and is the commander-in-chief of their armed forces, and then they have a Senate that is comprised of 32 members, and they have 16 Supreme Court justices. Does any of that sound familiar? Does it sound like I may be talking about American politics? Can we tell that the Americans helped them out a little bit? Because before that, they had a series of dictators and communist leaders, and it was not a really great time. But on the plus side, if you would like to know where the merengue came from, straight from the Dominican Republic. So if any of you would like to dance your way down there, there's a lot of water between here and there. That might be a problem. It is obviously in the Atlantic Ocean to the north. It's got the Caribbean Sea to the south, and it is the second largest island of the Greater Antilles. Its size compared to Haiti is about 2 to 1, and they kind of have had a bit of strife with Haiti. They don't really like each other, mostly because the Haitians keep coming across the border into the Dominican Republic. As you see by that lovely topographical map I have there, they have 4 main mountain ranges. One of them takes up the whole center, basically, of the country. And they have 4 main rivers that go through the island. They have tons of lakes and coastal lagoons. One of their largest lakes, which I am not going to try to pronounce because my Spanish is as bad as my English is sometimes, so I'm not even going to try it, but it is a salt lake, and it is 148 feet below sea level, and it is the lowest elevation in the Caribbean Sea. If you want to know how we would do as far as dollars down there, at one point in 1968, when they officially had their money registered in conjunction with the American dollar, it was about 2 of the Dominican Republic pesos to every American dollar. Good news is you don't need that much American dollars to have a really good vacation in the Dominican Republic, because as of 2018, the Dominican Republic peso stands at 50 to 1. So if you have maybe a couple $100, you're going to have a lot of pesos, just so you know. But you're going to be eating a lot of plantains because that is one of their main food sources. So if you like plantains, they like to roast them, they like to mash them, they like to have them for breakfast and lunch, which is their main meal of the day. Ours is usually dinner is our big meal. Theirs is lunch. You're going to be eating a lot of plantains. So we're going to take a trip. We're all going to go to the Dominican Republic because it's gross and rainy, and it's only going to be in the 50s this week here, and it's going to be in the 80s all the time there because we're closer to the Dominican. Holly and I are going to get some heavy-duty hair product because we're going to need it for the humidity. We're going to enjoy some beach time. I'm sure we all have the money for it because we're going to get a lot more pesos. And then we'll just sit in church with the Nutters next week instead of doing the Zoom thing. It'll be fine.